Welcome to this video dedicated to the transit of Mars in Gemini that starts today, 20 August 2022, and it will be happening for the next 8 months. A period will be retrograde up to 25 of March 2023. This is different than normal because we have Mars in a transit like 2 months in a sign, but this time it's longer. So it will be a period for us to make really conscious choices. The actions will start it in our mind, and then we will be impressed by the solution that will emerge. There will be very interesting solutions. So in order for us to see which area of our life it's going to be influenced by this transit, I invite you to check in your chart where do you have Mars, planet of vitality, aggression and action, the house that you have this planet in. We will do the reading with a card from the Making Magic and a card from the Oracle of Vision for each house. So you can stop the video now to check where you have Mars in which house, and if you know already, you can just skip to that area of the video where you have your house. So see you visiting your own house. For the first house, I'm using the deck of Star Astro. So we see here the card of Mars, which of course it's about pushing to action, energy, and the card of Gemini. I like this interpretation of Gemini, like cross-pollinate ideas, like bees buzzing over the flower, which is very beautiful for Gemini. And I also like the fact that the Mars here is a 22, a powerful card, and then we have here the Gemini 2 that becomes 3, that becomes the unit. And then we have the card of the first house, the card of arrival here. But the first house, it's actually like the entry in our own house, the way we present ourselves to the world, the first impression, and the birth of your journey of self-discovery. So in this house, let's see what cards do you have. Oracle of Vision, we have the card of secrecy and confidentiality. Interesting enough, because we talk about how you present yourself to the world. We somehow try to keep our own secrets, but we are curious about the secrets of others. This woman here looks almost like an oracle herself, and she has the key to the answers that you are looking for. And before you do that, you have to prove yourself you are ready. This self-discovery that starts in the first house also requires a demonstration of worthiness. So you are worth to find out the answers. So the way I see it, and including this card of prosperity, prosperous business with riches and success, in order to achieve this prosperity, you need to prove yourself worth of the truth, the reality that you want to create. Be very daring to show yourself to the world without secrecy, without confidentiality. At first, find the keys to your own knowingness. Starting from that, you will find the answers that you seek. For the second house, I'm using the Star Astro Oracle, and we have here the beautiful card of Mars at 22, about the action, the motion, that maybe sometimes you feel really pushed to take action. Your mind is full of decisions. And then this beautiful card for Gemini with this cross-pollinate, because Gemini purpose is to dispense ideas, like to cross-pollinate ideas like bees buzzing over the flowers. And then we have the second house, the house of resources. If you think of your own house, this will be your bank, where you keep your values, what you really value, your body, of course, as an example, but also your relationship to the material world and how you see this, what kind of energy you attach to it. So interesting enough, you have here another 4 and you have a 22, which can also be seen as a 4, very much influence from Mars in this period. But let's see the oracle cards. We have this card of balance and equalities, yin and yang symbol that we see here, but also the 2 arms of this ballet dancer. It's about differences, wherever differences we find in around us. If we change the position, we can balance that. If I'm losing balance in a pose, I stretch higher and God reach down to steady me. It works every time and not just in yoga. And the card from the magic making, it's the triple moon, embracing all aspects of yourself, the divine and the earth. This is very much about how you see yourself in the material world, and with this other cards is also about balance, material and the divine or the spiritual in you. And both sides are important. They point to each other. You have to have this as a purpose, and this is the omega, the beginning of all. The rest is so open, so naked, but then this mask here, it's maybe combine the interior with the exterior and just show the true self to the world. We always have the opposites here. So I see this period for you as a period in which you will make conscious choices about how you see yourself in the material, but also in the spiritual self-discovery. For the 3rd house, I'm using the Star-Codes Astro Oracles. We have the card of Mars, which is definitely about action and being in motion, maybe sometimes even too much fire here. And then the beautiful card of Gemini here, cross-pollinate ideas like bees buzzing over the flowers. So lots of ideas, and here the desire to take action. And the 3rd house, which is the house of communication, neighborhood, how you learn, how you communicate, how you move around your familiar world. And it's also about relation with siblings and the people in your local community. So that's the area that will be affected in a way or influenced by this transit of Mars in Gemini. And then let's see the cards for you. We have this card of assistance. We see a person here who maybe it's at the end of the rope and it gets help from these doves here, but they are like a metaphor for the helping hand. So they provide a kind of apparently physical support, but we realize they are not really able to keep this person in balance. So it's more about emotional support and encouragement, financial assistance, some experts who are giving you advice based on their own knowledge, or even assistance from your own previous experience. Or you will have to go through some challenges and you will manage to find balance with help from outside. We said that this is about the house of community, so maybe reach for help in the local community of your own family. And that's more about recognizing that from time to time we cannot really make it on our own, and normally any progress is made with effort, and every attempt can go well or not, but don't be afraid to ask for help. And then from the magic we have the card of earth. Ask the element of earth for grounding, stability and strength in times of chaos. And it's interesting because here we see this person like above the earth in this position, maybe just trying to go up and trying too much, too hard. And this is an invitation of earthing. It almost looked like this beautiful card from the third house with these two birds coming close to each other. A lot of air, but the invitation here is also for grounding, and then people around you maybe can help you to do this and offer you the assistance and the support that you need. For the fourth house, I'm using the Star Codes Astro Oracle, and we have here the Mars, the motion, the action, a 22 card, a strong card, a lot of fire. And then we have the card of Gemini as a card of cross-pollinate, dispersing ideas like bees buzzing over the flowers. And of course we have the two bees, but then I like the fact that the number is 3, so it's also looking for unity. And the fourth house is the house of home. Such a beautiful card, a simple idea of sanctuary, that we are looking to stability, the place where we feel at home. This affects our senses and how we bring things to conclusion, what makes us feel safe, our home base. And the oracle cards for you are cards of direction and purpose. 52, we had a 42. This is about taking a first step. If one achieves confidentiality in the direction of his dreams and endeavors to live the life which he has imagined, he will meet with success unexpected in common hours. It's an invitation to wherever steps you want to take in order to establish a sanctuary, if you don't have that feeling of sanctuary yet, because I see here these globes, maybe even looking for another place where to live. If you feel you are not really connected with the energy of the place you are now in, that could be. And just use your compass to find the world, the place in the world where you want to be. But this is how you want to live your life, to give it more meaning. And it's not only about it, I think, a geographical position, of course. It's something to looking forward, something that you have to do some reading, learning, and you have to set goals very clear. It can seem a long journey, but you just have to use this period maybe to clarify your purpose and then do the first steps. And then let's see the magic, what the message is: self-confidence, strong self-belief, and a sense of worth. It's what this woman here seems to be very determined, and maybe that's what you also need, to get more self-confidence and realize that you are worth having the life that you want. You are worth having the home that you desire. Take the step and first of all find the self-confidence to do that. For the fifth house, I'm using the Star Codes Astro Oracle, and we have the card of Mars, invite us to action, a lot of fire here, and the beautiful card of Gemini, that's about the ideas that the Gemini normally have, the cross-pollinate ideas that looks like bees buzzing over the flowers. And we have this beautiful unity that comes from all these ideas. It's like a source of amazing ideas, and we said that this is what this period is inviting us to take action, of course, but the ideas that will emerge are very impressive. And for you, they are in the fifth house. This is the house of passion. It's the house where you show your capacity to love in the form of course, romance, but also self-expression, creative processes like performance, and even in investment. So how much love you bring in the world in a way, and this is a beautiful place to be, to have Mars and action in this area. So I hope it's going to be a good period for you. And the card that we have here from the Oracle of Vision, it's this card of reaching out and find contact. We see this man standing and contemplated. He put down his mask and he looks, maybe this could be this spirit guide or a love from a past life, or somebody from the past who really tried to reach out with love and tenderness. And he has these two buttons here indicating, of course, the duality, like not knowing, always making choices. He has enough to move forward in his life, and maybe he needs some time to connect with higher self, just a time to meditation, make clear what the next steps are. It's very important to see that we are, of course, spirit and flesh, and we don't have to forget that we are both. That for you, it's going to be maybe a reconnection with somebody from the past, because you see here there's still a flame beside the mask. In the real realm, we don't really need a mask. We just, in our connection with the higher self, we can just be ourselves. And from that space to express love. And the card from the magic is follow your ideal life path. See almost the same symbol here on the card with the Gemini. So maybe the ideas that will emerge are something to follow, because they will just bring more love in your life. This fire here is red, but here it's transforming into light. For the 6th house, I'm using the Star Codes Astro Oracle. We have this beautiful card of Mars with a lot of fire and dynamic and motion. And then the card of Gemini, which is about all these cross-pollinate ideas, like bees buzzing over the flowers. Looking at the transit of Mars in Gemini is making conscious choices based on lots of ideas. And here we have a number 3, and here, of course, a 22, a magical number, also the number of twin flames. But then from these two, we get the unity of 3. And what I like about this 6th house here, the house of sustainability, the house of your daily habits, your work environment, your mind-body connection. We see here also the chakras, the 6th chakra, especially the 3rd eye, that connects you with all that is, how you attend to your health, of course, energetically also. A very powerful card, I see it here. It's a number 44, so it's important house. Of course, all have their own importance, but for you, this is going to affect, I see, the mind-body connection. And then the card from the Oracle of Vision is this card about supporting others. So you are capable of offering support to others. That's maybe important in your environment, because if you look at this person here, the way finding the equilibrium, finding the energy inside, this energy emanates outside the person, and this is the way, you see, I see here the light coming on, that you, with your light, with your energy, you can also be a support for others. And it's not to be in the shadow. If you do all this work, even if it's not visible for a lot of people, you have to come out from the shadow and take credit for your work. And don't settle for, you are doing it, no need to be acknowledged by others. Then people can take advantage of you at all levels, because maybe you offer support, moral, emotional, physical, financially. You have big shoulders here to keep this weight, or even maybe to share the grief of other people, or to listen to the grief. And that's also a big thing. We see all these images of other people that he was helping, and now they are very powerful. I see a lion here, a lion here, a lion here. So a lot of strength. They could be like 3 different tarot cards. This impression of how much strength you offer to the world. And then the card from the Making Magic is wishes come true. Achievement, rapid achievement of your dreams and wishes. What you give, it will also come back double, because you have a 22 and a 42, so it's all a double. even more than a double, because we have a double here, and this is the double of, so maybe even 3 times it will come back. We have the number 3. Just accept it for yourself, maybe how strong you are in all you do. Remember to let the light shine on you and acknowledge how amazing you are. For the 7th house, I'm using the Astro Soul Oracle deck. We have Mars, again, willpower, desire, and a symbol of Gemini, an active mind, multitasking, curious, making connection with different ideas. And then, of course, now we are invited also to take action. And for you, it's in the 7th house, the house of partnership. Here is where we can see the personal relationships that involve commitment or cooperation of some sort. Marriage, spiritual union, agreement, societies, and business partnership. I relate, the way we relate to the world. The cards for you are this card of attraction, magnetism, a woman that we can hardly resist. I also see these carnivore plants here. So it can be something shallow, it can be something of little substance, it can be emotions that are not of long duration. They are just something dangerous, that it's attractive and maybe we cannot reject. We have to be aware that it's something irresistible, like all these flies to the light. It's just another experience. It's something that we have to learn from it. And as long as we are aware of the danger, I will say go for it, experience the danger if that's what you are called to. But just keep in mind that it can be a shallow bite. Let's see what the other card is saying. You bring light to the world, and it's a dragonfly. So maybe you are the light that are attracting people too. You have to pay attention not to be a danger for others or something that others cannot resist. It could also be a much nicer interpretation that the light that you bring into the world people cannot resist. So seems like a dangerous thing, but in the end it's a lesson. So it's all to you to see how you relate to these cards. For the 8th house, I'm using the Astro Soul Oracle deck. We have Mars with the willpower and desire and fortitude, of course action in Gemini, and we see all these ideas, the multitasking, making connection between ideas, so ideas and acting together, coming together. And for you in the 8th house, the house of life's enigmas, transformation, the hidden, sexuality and death. Here is where we can see someone else's property and money, real estate, inheritance and investment. We can also see our deepest unrevealed wishes as well as fears, occultism and esotericism. I transform is the house of transformation. Important time for you see, for the next 8 months. Let's see what the oracle cards are saying. You have this card of goals and inspiration and ambition. Somebody who is dreaming of working hard, the way I see it, but dreaming that someday she's going to walk on that thin line. So it's important to have real dreams and purpose and goals, but not keep them as just as a dream. Then wake up and start acting. So the ideas, bring them to action. Very important to have ambitions and to have something to aim to, and then not let anything to distract you from what you want to achieve. This is the transformation for you in this period. Don't doubt, can I be good enough? Can I make it? Don't let the despair cloud your progress. Just day by day, if it's for you to happen, it's for you where you have to and it will happen. We are co-creator of our universe, not by or our reality, but not by being afraid, not by doubting. So let's see what the magic has to say. Powerful manifestation of wishes and goal by harnessing universal energy. Wow, this is the Philosopher's Stone. So you can manifest all your goals and wishes instead of doubting, using the universal energy and knowing that you can do that. Especially now we have all these solar activities. It's an amazing energy. So just go for it and transform in wherever your dreams are. For the ninth house, I'm using the Astro Soul Oracle deck. We have the card of Mars, the willpower and the desire, and we have the Gemini card, which even more obvious here, all these ideas and connection between ideas and multitasking. So ideas versus action, and for you this is happening in the ninth house, the house of higher and elevated thoughts as well as expansion. It covers long distance travels, foreign languages, inspiration, optimism, publication, higher education, spirituality, philosophy, religion, ideals, morals and ethics. It's about what you know. And the Oracle Vision card is the card of illusion. Yeah, what you know, what you think you know, maybe you have to realize that a lot of what we see is an illusion. This card has an interesting quote: "Do not be misled by what you see around you or be influenced by what you see. You live in a world which is a playground of illusion, full of false paths, false values and false ideas. But you are not part of that world. You are the magician." I see this as a magician, and this knowingness can be deep, cannot be necessarily from books and from what we learn from others. It also comes from your own inner knowingness. This is how you can experience the world, and this is hope that have the chance in this period to get new ideas, new views, even about what you think you know, what other people are telling as being true, and you can actually create wherever identity you want for yourself, because you are the magician. And let's see the card of magic. It's about the sun. The golden energy of the sun brings fame and fortune. Of course, this magician also looks like he has fame and fortune. And by using the golden energy of the sun, wow, you will get to your deep knowingness. I see it. You will discover that you are the magician, and then that deep knowingness, which is combined with the energy of the sun, especially in the last period, which is bringing a lot of activations on the planet. You will just be activated by the golden light of the sun, and what you will know, you will also manifest into the world. For the 10th house, I'm using the Astro Soul Oracle deck to see how the energy of Mars, of the willpower, of desire and action, it's combined with the energy of Gemini, all these ideas and connections between ideas and the multitasking are affecting your house, the 10th house. This is the house of fulfillment and social status. Here is where we see structure, corporation, tradition, ambition, public image and fame, discipline, achievement, recognition, rules, and father figure. It is also associated with the power of authority as well as the people who exert them. I achieve. This is the card of achievement for you. Wow, the Oracle of Vision brings this card of taking a next step, take a leap of faith. It's a little bit like the Fool card from the Tarot, but the Fool just makes steps in the unknown, but this one seems much more prepared. You know, you can do the trips that you dream about, you can explore, you can catch the wind and sail. It's not that you do this without being prepared, and you evaluate the risk, and then you can know the danger, you prepare yourself and you educate yourself, you get informed, and then you increase your chance of success. But you still do a kind of leap of faith, and you have this light in front of you, but the woman has the eyes closed and she trusts her wings. She went through a transformation and she trusts the companions, and she's just ready to achieve in whatever area she prepare for the next step. And the magic power says, a power symbol, cleanse, purify and protect the physical body. Yes, so that's getting ready. I see it in a way, getting ready. Maybe now do this cleansing, do all this preparation, so your body is strong enough for this leap of faith and for taking the next step to this big adventure. For the 11th house, I'm using the Astrosol Oracle deck. We have the transit of Mars, the willpower, desire, and action in Gemini, which is here very clear with a lot of the connecting dots and a multitude of new connections, and of course communication. So ideas, air, and action, fire coming together for you in the 11th house, which is the house of friendship, groups, and social activities where we are involved. It covers teams, friends, groups, society, technology, projects, and social media, as well as originality, social justice, rebellion, and humanitarianism. So I connect. It's the card of connection. And how you do this, you have this card of knowledge. The way I see it, a lot of knowledge. Maybe people are asking you for advice. You are somebody who did a lot of research, knows a lot of facts, is very well prepared, but maybe also pay attention not to go into too much details, to be suffocated by the volume of information. When somebody asks you a question and you know a lot about that, it's sometimes very hard to stick to the main information, what can be useful for that person, and not giving too much. I know I have this issue, I think, because I'm just willing to give too much information, then people are just getting tired and they cannot really cope. It's sometimes like you cannot see the forest through the trees, and then you can be a walking encyclopedia, but don't forget about your intuition and your other gifts that can also be as important as this analytical approach in the connections with others. And knowing a lot, the way to be able to give this information to others is to be in a kind of flow and listen deeply and peaceful, not when you hear somebody already thinking, what am I going to tell them? The answer will come because you have the knowingness, and the conversation can have a kind of flow because you listen, you hear, you use also your intuition to get the right information, and because you have a lot of understanding, this is for you important to give the information, to share the information, the knowledge that you have with others by this connect in this house and for the next period, but to do it in a way that is really useful for the people you are connected with. And the making magic card, it's the triple spiral. I see this very much as the symbol from Ireland, listening to divine wisdom and joyfully learning life's lesson. It's about, I say, listening. That's one of the part of spiral, the wisdom. And then, of course, you can always learn from all the experience. Even you can add to your knowledge by listening and connecting with the inner wisdom of the universe. For the 12th house, I am using the Astrosol Oracle deck to see how Mars, the willpower and the desire, In Gemini, the idea, the connections of ideas, the communication, the multitasking, it's going to affect in a way or bring some energy in your 12th house, the house of intuition and unconscious. Here is where we can see transcendent experiences, secret agendas and hidden enemies, as well as unknown possibilities and one weakness. This house is also associated with long-term confinement, seclusion and psychic abilities. I surrender. So this is the house of surrendering and of knowing things just because you know. And the cards for you are this of the unlimited possibilities with all this infinity. We see here the infinity. There are no limits. Difficult things take a long time, impossible things a little longer. So monkey would, by random keystrokes, eventually put them into the precise order required to replicate the entire work of Shakespeare. This theory is effective despite its overwhelming odds because it defines infinity in terms other than an abstract improbability. It provides enough essence of possibility that it can be quantified and grasped, even if only in the realms of our imagination. We have the infinity, but the possibilities we can just dare to try. The limitation is only in our mind, and it's a matter of time and effort, and everything can be achieved. So don't be afraid, just feel free to imagine the most improbable scenarios and then surrender. You have a scenario that maybe seems totally impossible. Just surrender to the universe and wait for the solution or wait to see what's going to happen. Of course, do whatever you can from your side, but embrace that whatever will happen will be the scenario that it's the best for you. And the magic card says, when 3 rays of light, balancing male and female energy, peace and harmony. Wow. 3 rays of light for you. If you surrender, maybe that's also balancing male and female energy. And then for you, for the next period, finding inner peace and harmony, and trust these infinite possibilities and dare to dream big, impossible dreams, like this monkey writing the opera of Shakespeare.